You are now live.
We are now live. Just like to thank everyone there who's come to watch this debacle unfold. Host today is Mr. Jenson Quinn, who is quite pleasantly stoned, I hope.
Oh, God.
While I'm quite pleasantly getting drunk. So where should we start then, Mr. Quinn? Oh, introduce yourself first, please.
Yes. I'm Jenson Quinn. If you don't know me, good. If you do know me, run.
I think that's pretty good. That's a very good summary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, so where do we start with the debacle that is destroying this country today?
What, the Muslims?
No, the sheep wandering around worshipping this false idol that they put on, well, getting married?
You know, this is really quite funny because you're, I would say, was an anti-monarchist.
Yes, I am definitely anti-monarchist now.
Okay. I'm a monarchist. Let's go.
Ooh.
Exactly. That's right. That's why I thought when you suggested it earlier, I just smiled to myself and didn't take it too far because come at me, bruh.
Come at yeah. Oh, okay then. Right, fine. The Queen is there for the benefit of the country, correct?
The Queen, in theory, is there for the benefit of the country and therefore the benefit of themselves, yes.
Yes, but what have they done for the country during her reign?
Okay. Do you really? Okay, cool. That's actually going to be nice and easy. What did the royalty bring to us? They actually bring worldwide respect, whether people are willing to be so admittant of it or not. They're actually very respectful to the British. If you actually say the Queen, more or less anywhere in the world, people will actually think of the British Queen before any other. In some cases, the people of their own country may actually think of Elizabeth before they think of their own sometimes. Okay? Which brings in a ridiculous amount of revenue. Yes, she is tax-free. She is this, she is that. She gets paid all these millions. I'm sorry, dude. If you look at it over time, they have brought in more money than that by a fucking factor. And, of course, they have their own money, which means they've got their own business dealings and whatnot. Yes, they get a lot of money from us, but they also put back so much into our society, even though non-monarchists won't actually admit it. They are still a benefit to us. If England went to a full republic, it wouldn't actually work. We are not mentally set out for that. It is ingrained into our DNA, like it or not. We need a primary leader. And remember that no matter how bad the government balls up, we, as the British people, do have someone we can look at and expect them to go, okay, that's too much, mate. Let's bring this back to sensible. If we don't have a figurehead and head of our country itself, England will be diminished. Your go.
England will be diminished, yes. It might be. But I will say we do need a monarchy, just not this monarchy.
I'm not actually going to disagree with you there. If we're talking about this monarchy, let me know because I will have to change what I say. But monarchy as a whole, we need. Okay, no, fine.
I am referencing this monarchy because at the end of the day, they're Germans. They changed their name just to appease the British back in the First World War.
Yes.
From whatever it was to Hanover. Was it Hanover Gland? I'm sure if I Google it, I'd probably get the Windsor's original name, but
or something.
Yeah, but the name was changed just because they were having discourse with their own family members in another country, and to get the British on side with them, that's why they changed the name to Windsor.
Yeah, let's be honest. We've just slapped the snot out of the Germans.
Yeah, that's. Thank you very much, Ogre. The Saxon Goth.
Thank you. I knew it's something like that. I couldn't remember what. Funny enough, I remember the Sax. That I definitely knew. That's where Saxon comes from.
Yeah. As I said, in the end, they're Egyptians, or are they Jews? Big question.
I'm sorry, but screw the lot of you. You haven't actually said our rules on swearing yet, so I'll try not to swear. But screw the lot of you. We're all Pangeans if you go back far enough.
That is true. Yeah. Oh, but then again, mankind wasn't on the Earth when the land base was known as Pangaea.
Or was we?
Well, academics and scholars will tell us that we weren't.
Okay. And then again, you've got to work on the idea of whether or not you actually believe in the more crazy shit that is out there in the world. I'm just going to reference Atlantis and let you take it from there. Please take the piss, because weirdly enough, I agree with you while I'm arguing against it at the same time.
Yeah. No comment. No.
Problem. I can argue my own arguments. It's really weird.
All right. This is quite unusual, actually. Someone that can do that. That's my problem. I'm not a very big speaker. This is why I was quite happy for you to come along and like do a lot of talking. Because
I'm cool with the talking, but like I say, it's the bounce back. Without the bounce back, all the talking that sort of doesn't really work. So as long as you're able to bounce back this stuff, I mean, I understand where you're going with this. Monarchy isn't the monarchy Britain needs. I agree.
No, because they are not. This monarchy is not standing up for the people. They have not done that for decades.
Yeah, I'm blunt.
The only
Victoria was the last real British monarch.
Yeah, she was the last. Was she actually British though? I think she was Dutch.
Well, let's be honest. All of the royals are so inbred, you can't actually call them anything except the royals. To be honest, they're basically their own inbred family, literally.
That is true. Yeah. Oh, getting no, we'll leave the inbreeding for a bit later. I love this being on the spot thing. It's great. And trying to do things not to distract myself. Yeah,
agrees with me. At the end of the day, if you take blood from pretty much 10 random royal families around Europe, you will find they have common ancestors. So, like it or not, the royals are their own bloodline.
Yeah, we won't go into the conspiracy side yet. We'll leave that for a later date, probably. But as I said,
I thought this was common knowledge. I'm surprised that it's not.
There's a lot of things that are supposed to be common knowledge that are not. Is because it's not. Well, I think it's not a case it hasn't been passed on properly. It's been censored as it's been passed on. And it's been happening for about 60, 70 years at least.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the amount of people that can't, well, now, those under 30, maybe even go down as far as under 20s that just don't do the stuff or understand how to do the stuff that we take for granted.
Yep, and again, Ogre's right, Charlemagne being a prime. Sorry if I stutter, it's because I'm hearing my voice in the background, it's trying me.
Boom. Yeah, oh, sorry, my brain has gone absolute dead at the moment.
Dude, this is just a test stream. It's not like...
Yeah, I know. I know I can delete it and all thereafter, but this is what I mean. It's a test stream. It's just getting used to this type of stuff. Ugh.
Hell, if this was meant to be a sensible stream, I wouldn't bloody be on it, would I?
That is bloody true.
Intelligent people in, at least. Or was I literally the only one at the bus stop that he was able to coax in the car? Let's be honest. That's what happened, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He kidnapped me.
Do you want some sweeties, little boy?
Oh, sweeties.
Oh God. Yeah, I tell you what, it's such a lovely day out there. Perfect weather for a so-called perfect bloody wedding that's going on. Thank you, DARPA, for giving us this lovely weather just for the royals.
It's almost magical, isn't it?
It is. What gets me is earlier this week, because I watch the weather terrible. I want to know what's happening during the week, and the Met Office is pretty good. Now, at the beginning of the week, the Met Office said Monday, Tuesday was going to be okay. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are going to be a bit shitty, but coming back slowly for the weekend. Then all of a sudden, midweek, it changed to the weather's going to be fine and Saturday's going to be extremely good. Good temperatures, very low, limited cloud and everything. And what was happening on Saturday? The royal wedding. Fuck.
Well, two silly comments for you. One, it's magic.
Well, because I did pop to see my mum this morning, and she was engrossed in it, watching the wedding ceremony, and it was quite funny because one of the reporters actually did say, or well, not one of the reporters, Mr. Schofield, says, "Oh, someone must have been talking to someone upstairs for this fine weather," and I thought, "Oh, fucking hell." Don't you know about DARPA?
In all fairness,
they're throwing it in our faces.
Yeah, you never actually need to check the weather in your country. It's easy. It's fucking raining. Come on, tell me I'm wrong on almost any other day.
Most parts of Wales, yes, but where I live in Wales, no, because where I live is surrounded by mountains.
Oh, nice.
We have our own little
microclimate.
Microclimate, yeah. Because it is pretty good. Because as soon as you get outside of the mountain ranges, yes, you hit the atypical Welsh weather, which is going to be rain, followed with some more rain with the occasional sheep.
Yeah, I'll accept all of that.
Good job, Tesla found out how to control our weather.
Yeah. Do you not know that? Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've known about Tesla for years. It's quite funny how the Tesla group decided to use his name.
Of course, it gives the name that has some gravitas behind it.
Because didn't even Einstein give Tesla credit a couple of times? I'm quite sure in interviews when someone asked Einstein, what is it like to be the greatest scientists ever to produce, and he goes, I don't know, you'd have to ask Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Nikolai Tesla.
Well, let's be honest, Edison, who was supposed to be the best, is now proved to be a lying scumbag, so we automatically put Tesla straight back to the top. It's just how it is.
Well, Edison was just a businessman, a very good businessman.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing that he was not a scientist that Tesla was.
Oh, no, he wasn't a scientist. That's what I mean. He was a very good businessman.
Yeah, so Tesla is the #1 scientist, like it or not.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Yeah, more so than Leonardo da Vinci, most definitely. Because as brilliant as Leonardo da Vinci was, Tesla was just 5 levels above.
Yeah. Though in Da Vinci's defense, I will remind you that Tesla has the advantage of the modern technologies that Da Vinci would never have had. Okay.
But you could argue the other thing, the stuff that Da Vinci was working on made it possible for Tesla to work on those things.
Precisely. So Tesla had the advantage of tech. I mean, could you imagine if you could take Da Vinci and bring him to a modern world, kill the dude out, and then teach him what we know, and then let him fucking go? I hope you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Reading the chat at the moment.
Yeah. Right, so anyway, like I was saying, the scary things that Da Vinci could have given us. I mean, let's be honest, if we're going to be fucking around with grabbing people through time, let's just get rid of the Dark Ages. That was the worst fucking thing for us ever.
The Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages. Yeah. That was
Yeah. Oh, right. What period of time are you looking at? Because
basically
pre-Magna Carta.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Dark Ages is when the churches wiped out science. Science became evil. I'm talking that era. That's the worst part of it, because imagine if the scientists were allowed to produce as they were, what our tech level now would be. Because we missed out on like a couple of 100 years with absolutely no invention whatsoever.
Yeah, we did actually go a long period of time with nothing coming along, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was the worst thing, because, I mean, we know that Da Vinci was after the Dark Ages, so, you know, good luck to him. But could you imagine if he'd have
That's the
been,
Renaissance. Yeah.
yeah, but could you imagine if he'd been around when there wasn't a Dark Ages? He would have had 100 years, obviously, or as long as his life, blah, blah, blah. But the tech level would be so much more for him to create even better shit later on. After all, you look at 100 years of, okay, take Da Vinci's era, okay, and then add 100 years to the tech level of it, and look at the different things that were made. Then take that back and add another 100 years. We would literally be 100 years advanced from what we are now, and think how fast our tech level is increasing right now.
Yeah, technically, you're speaking, we could have had computers back in the 18th century.
Yeah, if you think about it, we started thinking about that shit back in the 18th century. That's what I'm saying. Right now, we would be in space. We would have colonies on a few planets. Basically, we would be the Terran Empire. Now, I know this is going conspiracy, but I want you to think about this sensibly. Look how fast our tech has changed in the past 50 years. Now add 100. I mean, oh my God, we would be out there. Or we'd all be fucking dead. Okay, I'm fine with that being a possibility. But the point is our tech level has gone up.
Yeah. Well, you say dead. Death might. Well, what is death really? Anyway, it's just transitioning into the ultimate state, which is pure energy.
Yeah, you're assuming that energy is the ultimate state. How about I'm not going to argue it, but let's just call it the next state. Let's not call it the ultimate, because after all, we don't know. And again, Ogre's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, I'm getting a little bit.
You didn't want this to get conspiracy theory, and it kind of has. What do we do?
Well, we can just roll with it. As I said, this is just a quick tester, because I wouldn't mind getting back to watch that bloody video, actually. The one you posted. Yeah, so how long we've been running for now, anyway? 19 minutes. Hey, Alpha. Welcome to the stream.
Awesome. You're now being watched by many people.
Ooh.
Don't forget the like button.
Yeah, don't forget the like button, folks. Subscribe is an option, but wait till better material comes out, I would say.
This is just random shit being spouted on the internet.
Oh, I can't back out now. Alpha's turned up.
Of course. Don't forget. You could. Oh, cool. You could always do something absolutely radical and send her the Hangout link. See if she wants to pop on.
Ah, that's true. Yeah. I'll just pop the link out there a second. I'll actually do it into the chat because there's not a lot of people there. So
that's fair. I mean, the point have to come on, but if they would like to, you are showing that they're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Why do I do those strange noises?
Truth is, it's nerves, but yep, it's come up.
Yeah, it's actually pretty quick. Actually, it's responding a bit better now. I've managed to streamline some of the settings on the laptop.
Cool. To be honest, with practice, you'll actually get this down, and it's like click, 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 and you're done.
Yeah, well, I'm flipping between screens a lot easier now. It's just I got to get more power into the laptop in order so I can actually run other things.
Okay.
Like have pages loaded up, ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
That will be the next thing.
Do you have any theories as to how the fuck you're going to do that?
Yeah, get a new laptop.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
A more powerful one. Actually, no, it probably won't be a laptop. I'll actually go for a CPU for a change. I haven't had a CPU for years.
I don't know. I like my laptop. It's just absolute lazy bastard mode. It really is, and it does everything I need it to.
But then again, we were joking about earlier on Discord the fact that my phone is actually a lot more powerful than my bloody laptop.
Yeah, that is.
That's scary.
I mean, honestly, how close are we to this cyberpunk era when you've got phones on your wrist the size of your freaking watch? That is straight out of every sci-fi thing we have ever seen, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell you what I do fear about is 5G technology.
Yes.
And it's not the fact of what it can produce for us, it's the actual harm it does with the frequency it puts off, because apparently it's quite damaging to the brain cells.
Dude, there was a thing on Channel 4, I think it was, called I Survived the Zombie Apocalypse, or some name similar. Have a look for that. I know it's an open brackets reality show, but honestly, watch it and sit there and go, oh my God, okay? Because it suggests 5G can create the zombie virus.
Do you know what? I probably believe that.
And this
quite easily believe it. Bearing in mind, years ago, developers wouldn't build anywhere near power lines for that reason. The frequency that's emitted by the power lines are actually quite damning and have been proven to be a link to cancers and tumors.
Yeah.
So if just power lines can do that, what is 5G going to be doing with that frequency coming off?
Zombie virus, here we come.
You know, they could always play with the waves that the actual brain works on. So yeah, you could be looking at programming people wirelessly. You don't need a television anymore.
Well, in all fairness, they get everyone else out in the rest of the world to carry around a personal tracking device for them that they can listen into and look out of the camera whenever they want to. Isn't it amazing how well humans are trained to carry their phone? Just to spread out into the audience as well.
Yeah, that is true. I gotta admit, even now, well, as I'm getting older, I'm getting more attached to my mobile phone than I ever was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you take
I'm lucky.
Go out the house?
Yeah, well, I've got to take my mobile out of the house in case I'm called for anything. Not that I call anyone or message anyone, really. You know, my phone I only use during my lunch break, and that's normally to watch YouTube or to fuck around on Discord.
Then the hacker of choice knows exactly where you are.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because I know it's my mobile device, but I also know how to set up mock locations and everything, and I've unlocked the developers options in order to put mock location in.
Okay, if you've modified it, that's fine. But the point is, how many people out there, honestly, have got a modified phone? They've just got a basic tracking device to walk around with. Now, if you'd have walked up to them 20 years ago and said, we would like to put a tracking device in you, the people would have gone fucking mental. Now we carry them around by choice. Impressive, huh?
Yeah. Pros and cons of technology.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Tell me I'm wrong with that.
You're not wrong at all. But at the same time, you know, the only reason why I learned about developer options and debugging was a curiosity, because I think, you know, this is a little bit too, you know, I'm giving away a lot of information here, and I don't really want to. How can I stop that? So I looked into it, and that's how I discovered it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thing is, though, right, they're teaching people not to think like that.
Turn everyone into drones, and you've got your perfect little world.
You've got your perfect slave.
Exactly. As long as you've got a perfect society for you, who cares about the people? They're going to be happy because you've told them that they're happy. It is ultimate control.
It is.
And I'm impressed, I have to say. Or at least I'm stunned at how stupid humanity is that we haven't actually seen them doing this. It's not like it's difficult to work out. It's obvious, or am I wrong?
Well, well, as I said, as technology started kicking in back in the 80s, it was a case of, oh, can do, you know, but they were trying to tell you the negative as well as the positive, but they were throwing side things in, like, this is what you've got to have, you know, this is the modern outfit that you should have. You got to have this car. They pushed the whole commercialization thing in front of it, so you didn't get the information, or didn't get all the information.
True. And yeah, I've got a little concept for you, just to sound even crazier than usual. While you are not expected to wear a uniform at an office, you are expected to wear a certain type of clothing. Doesn't that define what a uniform is?
Yes.
Means everybody who goes to work with their white shirt on and their tie are basically wearing a uniform. Welcome to your dronehood, people.
The problem is, at the moment we're preaching to the converted, which is no good, you know.
True. Shall we try and drag this back to you slagging off the current world, or are you happy with that?
Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Well, what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to call it a day for this stream. Thank you for everyone that took part in the chat. And very big thank you for Mr. Jenson Quinn for coming along and helping me set this up. Hopefully I can return the favor for you someday.
Absolutely no problem, sir. And if you ever need me for this again, like I said, if my icon's on in Discord, I'm available once I notice the message.
No problem. Thank you very much, everyone.